1 out of 10. I'm really sorry to say that, but I'll get into why I might try and watch more of it later in the video. But also, I'm plugged in right now, so if it falls over, that's why, but I don't think that it will. But anyways, I was looking forward to this. I mean, Before I Fall was like my 5th favorite movie of last year. It was in my top 10. I don't know, but like most of the movies that I put above it are just better movies. I don't know that I'd necessarily want to watch them more. I don't know. I've only seen Wonder like the one time in theaters, and I've seen Blade Runner twice, and that's like, it's not better than that, but I think I'd enjoy it more than that, and it's definitely got more rewatchability because it's shorter. But I mean, maybe The Babysitter, but that's about it. Even Molly's Game, which is now my favorite of last year, if you don't check that list, that I put a list in the description of the top 10 movies of 2017 video, that'll be more up to date. I mean, I've pretty much seen everything from 2017 now, actually, except Call Me By Your Name, which I'm very disappointed we didn't get. But that's my new favorite of 2017 is Molly's Game, and that is even longer and more of a strenuous watch. Not strenuous, just like compared to like an hour and a half little teen drama set in high school. So yeah, I mean, like, aside from The Babysitter, but I can watch Before I Fall without wasting data, so it's probably my favorite movie of last year in terms of how much I want to watch it. And I heard that the director of that was going to be directing this. Now, I don't remember what I thought it was. I think either she was the only credited director at the time, or she was credited for the first episode, or something. But I thought that she was directing the entire season, and I thought that she maybe even was a co-creator. Then I get in there, and I'm like, this is bad. Is this her? And I look, and there's like 2 creators, and it's these 2 guys, and like they direct most of the episodes. Like, I think one of them directs like 4 or 5, and the other one directs like 4 or 5, and then the director of Before I Fall does 3. So however much that would have to add up to being equal for them. Well, actually, one of them does more than the other, but yeah. So she didn't direct the first episode, so I was like, oh my god. And I gotta say, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm all for unknown actors getting a thing and like liking unknown actors, but in this, it just didn't work. I mean, it's mostly because it was so cliche, but it's just not. I didn't attach on to anyone immediately, and I didn't attach on to any specific thing about it at all immediately. Like, oh, I really like the way this is being directed, so I'll watch it. Or, oh, it's really well shot, so I'll watch it. The only thing I attached on to was the soundtrack. Because, honestly, I'm not even joking. I was humming a song. Then the second the show started, it was that song. I mean, this show is literally the music that is in my playlist that I listen to every single day. So I immediately attached onto that and one other thing that I'll get into a second, but it doesn't fix it for me. I mean, like I said, I listen to it every day, so like I could just listen to the music instead of watch the show. But I will admit the soundtrack is really good. I mean, like the first song that they play, I was humming. The intro, love that song. And then there was more, except I can't believe they wouldn't, I'm not even going to get into it, but they did a cover. And I was like, really? I'm not going to get into it though. That's going to be too much. But the other thing that attaches me to this is it's set in Boring, Oregon, which you've probably, no, you've never heard of. I have family that lives in Boring, Oregon. This had all the ingredients to make me love this. And then it was on Netflix. It was 10 episodes, obviously, it's short season. Short season on Netflix, I could watch it immediately, and it would waste data because data caps suck. But other than that, it was like, it had everything going for it. And then I get in, and it's like every high school thing with like 3 male leads. There's not even like 3 female leads like as a subplot. It's just about the 3. I mean, maybe it will be eventually, but like from what I remember seeing, and I don't even remember all of it, it was just the 3 dudes. And like I don't know. And it's just, you know, I mean, even I don't love it. I mean, it's okay, but it reminded me of It almost immediately. And that's only because that's the most recent one with like boys their age in school, kind of coming of age. Except I don't think they were in high school, were they? These kids are freshmen in high school. But yeah, it's got a outstanding soundtrack. Probably my favorite soundtrack of anything in terms of what I like. There's soundtracks that I might like more that, like, maybe I don't like all of the songs, or maybe I learn about the songs from it, or, and I'm not applying to scores. I'm applying to, like, songs and not the score made for the movie or show. It's got a good soundtrack. And, you know, I might try and watch more of this just because I can easily watch it, and maybe I'll try to get to an episode directed by russo-young so I could maybe think I would like this more. But it's got a good soundtrack. It's got a couple episodes that are directed by her, which are probably going to be the best episodes. And it feels like the 90s, kind of. I don't know. It kind of does, but then also it doesn't, but then it does, but maybe I just think that it doesn't because there's so many things set in the 80s and 90s now. I mean, it's like, can we not? Can we stop? I mean, there's so much, and like half of it's not even good. Yeah, so overall, I was definitely attracted to the soundtrack, but that was about it. I can't say anything positive about this, and a good soundtrack is not even, like, if you already like it, you could say, oh, and a little bonus treat, it had a good soundtrack. It doesn't add or remove to the score, but I just like the music, so I like the soundtrack. That's all a soundtrack can do. The only time that a soundtrack would make a movie better is Baby Driver, because they're adding the soundtrack into the movie. Most of the time, the soundtrack is just, you know, oh, it came out in whatever year, so this is what was popular, or it's set in whatever time, so this is what was popular. So for me, the soundtrack adds something, but it doesn't add to my opinion of whether or not I liked or disliked it. So I was thinking about giving it a 2 out of 10 because of the soundtrack, and because russo-young directs 3 episodes in the middle of the season. But I honestly have nothing good to say about this aside from the soundtrack, and looking forward to seeing those episodes. I'll try and watch more. I'll try and, I think she directs, the first episode she directs is episode 5, and they're like half hour. I think they're actually 23 minutes. I'll try and get to episode 5, and I'll keep you updated in the description. If I like episode 5 enough, I'll finish the season. If I don't, I won't, and that'll be like half or whatever. But I just did not like this really at all. But I enjoyed hearing the music, but I just could just go to my playlist. Because I use Spotify, because what? Apple Music? No. Well, I mean, Apple Music if you didn't already have Spotify, but if you had Spotify for years, then Apple Music. I'm not going to get into that. So anyways, 1 out of 10, maybe it's not fucking dog shit, but I just have nothing good to say about it, and I did not enjoy it one bit. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Press that like button if you liked the video. Press that subscribe button if you liked me. Comment below. Have you seen this? If you have, what you think about it? You probably haven't, because to be honest, I don't think this is going to be on really anyone's... I don't think it's very high profile. Like, I don't think it's going to be on anyone's radar. And for it, that's fair, because it's not good. So, yeah. So, now that's officially it. So, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And I think that's all the once is. Bye.